Yo. Stay on that Mamba mentality 24/7. You heard? Rest in peace to the GOAT, Kobe Bean Bryant. My name is H. Vanderbilt Alexander, and I've finally been able to obtain gainful employment. This is after several years of dealing with the organized harassment apparatus down here in South Florida. Just look on the screen. That's the case right there, and that's the place to start from to understand this whole dynamic. The game is crazy, yo. But I ain't tripping. As long as we got the job now, I can stack up and wait till you see this fight. This is where it starts to happen. But of course, naturally, there's a coordinated resistance that is taking place. And again, it would appear that it's algorithmically based. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example of how pre-crime is rearing its ugly head. Again, just like the movie Minority Report. But last I checked, it's 2025. But no, it's about placing things along the way that someone from an economically deprived background might consider a temptation. When you take some time to look at the journey, it becomes a lot like a simulation. But it would appear that unfortunately for certain folks, the simulation is only in place to induce nefarious activities, set you up in a very predatory-like manner to take advantage of your moral shortcomings or the survival mechanisms that innately derive from another component of the simulation, if you will, that just so happens to be predatorial. What's bewildering is the fact that you can apply the same simulation approach to inducing good and positive behavior. Go figure. Let me read the exact thing that I wrote into my Google search. That's on the record. And also, these findings are all available in my Google Drive folder called Re-Engineering Criminality. I'll add the link to this video, and you'll also find it on my Facebook page. But that's what they're trying to do here. Re-engineer criminality. The good news is that we have Pre-Crime Institute as an established entity, and we'll take the findings and continue to grow them from an academic standpoint as a think tank. But no, after all the things that are embedded internally within the company's algorithm, if you will, you start to see the literal manifestations of this pre-crime-like environment. Walking down the street, you see things littered on the ground that look very similar to the items that you were touching. Some of these things look to be valuable while you were actually working. So I want to do this also to say, hey, I'm not a thief, yo. So whatever they trying to conjure up, it's all BS. I'm just stacking my bread, working as hard as I can to be great at this job too, no matter what the position is. You know what I mean? Just to continue to do the Mamba mentality thing, as the record will show. But here again, they keep playing. So I don't know if this is something that's gonna, come out as if, this dude was stealing. I don't know. But I noticed this. I peeped that. So what I did was just simply go into Google and I wrote this. The store, we'll just leave it at that, located on 135th Street, the hood has an element embedded into it that is akin to the create or test elements of temptation algorithm. Not sure if it's Miami specifically, and these elements operate on their own, or if it's a wholesale effort to create discomfort by way of slowing or stopping economic success, and then positioning the requisite criminal justice simulations in place. Either way, consider the location of this employer. and the visual emphasis that the pawn shop can make on one's psyche that is destitute or unwittingly participating in the simulation based on frustration by pocketing an item in that position, working at that location, then trying to be slick to feed their carnal nature of wrongdoing as a survival mechanism. I just kept it at that, and I guess nobody cares about this. But, yo, forget what they talking about. Another good faith attempt. Holla. I love you. It's a terrorist simulation. Yeah.